You know, when I first started learning about all this, somebody told me, some wise man told me.
Right here, there's about probably 40 pounds right in this one spot.
What did this wise man once tell you, Elias?
One wise man once told me
that would be him.
that if you can lift it with one finger, it's cheap. It belongs in the bargain bin. But if you can't, that's some top quality shit right there. And so far,
that's me all the way.
So you're probably wondering who this guy is. That's Jim Brower, and he's got 3 high-end audio systems in his house. He is what you would call a true audiophile. In this video, I'll be showing you one of those systems, and in another 2 videos, I'll show you the others. You know, I wanted to make this series of videos to show you one of the people who inspired me to build a home theater in my own home. So let's not waste any more time, and let's get to the good stuff. Well, I know I'm here for some very high-end, expensive gear, much more expensive than what I have at home, and a lot of my subscribers have been saying, oh, you know, what do you think about this, what do you think about that? Well, the thing is, nothing. What they've been asking about is nothing in comparison to what you have, so
now we're going to step into 1955.
And that's a good
Basically,
thing.
the room hasn't changed since 1955. My father was an artist, so he painted all the paintings. The paintings up there are from my sister. My sister is from the 1960s, so they have like a little LSD tinge to them. Very trippy. My father was into more of a natural look, if you can see over there. So this is my high school system, or actually my college system.
High school system / college system.
Actually,
From what year are we talking about?
So the speakers are from 1982. And then the electronics are from 1999.
I think people are going to want a more closer look at what you got here.
So these are Ohm Walsh 2s. They're from 1982. It's a unique speaker because as the name is Walsh, it's a Walsh driver. So what makes it unique is instead of having a traditional pistonic driver,
right?
Actually the speaker is actually a cone firing into the cabinet, and it gives you 180-degree sound dispersion. And it's also, at the same time, it's a coherent line source, so it's still coming at you like a traditional speaker. So very unique, gives a big wide soundstage. They're derived from the Ohm F, which is one of the most famous speakers from the mid-70s. Basically, it's one of the first speakers to use the Walsh driver. Nice oak finish, so it's not like a your typical vinyl finish speaker.
And what is special about this particular set of ohms in relation to you?
Well, basically, my first experience in audio was the Ohm F from 1978. And I walked into the store and I said, what the heck are these? And he goes, you ever hear of Ohm F? So I said, of course. He said, well, these are the new Ohm Fs. And I bought them right on the spot without even listening to them.
And then you just recently, you rebuilt them a few years ago, right?
I did rebuild them. So I basically put on new tops in it, 3rd generation tops. And then I actually refinished them myself. This is the chill out system, basically, when I don't want to think about anything.
And it sounds damn good, let me tell you. First-hand experience.
They want to know what you got in this little cabinet here.
So the amp over here, well, basically this is an AVP2 from 1999. It was actually originally an AVP, and then I upgraded it to AVP2.
And what's below that?
Below that is the Pioneer. That's an N30. That's their file player. I got that about maybe 4 years ago. I switched over to pretty much all internet streaming and my computer. Yep. So this allows me to get all my files from the computer and or Apple Music. So
the files just put in there, not stored in that?
Nothing stored in that, no. This is the IT-15. That's one of their most advanced power conditioners. Big advantage of this one, it's a isolation transformer, weighs about 80 pounds.
Yeah, that thing's heavy. I know, I've helped move that system.
It prevents anything from any noise that's in an electrical system is completely blocked.
So JB has this on every bit of equipment. Look at the feet. His stuff is so vibration isolated and balanced proper that you're not hearing any resonance or you're not getting any interference from the structure the thing's sitting on, which is, I can tell you how common it is. My friend has a great turntable on a great system, and when you play his turntable, you have to have the lid down, because if not, the resonance goes right into the arm, and it's just a big feedback loop. Yep. The system looks this good because he knows how to take care of it.
So then the amp is a Proceed. It's a basically we call it BP2. So it's basically derived from a Mark Levinson amplifier. Uses all the same parts. A little more simplified from a Mark Levinson.
How much power does that deliver?
It's 125 by 8, 250 into 4 ohms.
Nice.
It's a true dual mono amplifier, as you can see here.
Yep.
So there's actually 2 complete independent amplifiers in the box.
Yeah, like it's like having 2 monoblocks just
Right.
stacked in the same unit.
So we have 2 toroidal transformers, and then basically when you look at the amp, it's completely right down the middle. There's a shield between the 2, so both channels are completely shielded. And then we have the Descent I from Martin Logan. That was our reference sub from 6 years ago. It's 310s with 3 300 watt amplifiers.
It sounds so good. It's got such nice tonality, but also like the roll off everything. It just is so smooth.
It does blend perfect.
Yeah.
So Jim, you just took off that top layer there.
Yep.
A lot of people like things like that when it comes to audio equipment. They like being able to pop off the lid and see things.
That was the spy thing. You weren't supposed to show them
Yeah.
that, man.
So
Well,
what did you just uncover here?
Well, this is because when you have an advanced subwoofer, the main thing with the subwoofer is to get the blend. Now, the reason why we've all these little controls here is to get the perfect blend. Because you don't want to hear the subwoofer and hear your speakers.
You want to hear one sound.
Right. So we have, volume control, phase control. We have basically 25 hertz level, and we have low pass as well. So you can make it blend so you don't even hear the sub.
I have to say, this man, having listened to not just this system, but his other system we're about to, encounter, but he's like the master of roll-off, because I don't even know there's a sub in the room, because I'm not a big fan of subs in terms of like thump, but it just belongs. Everything's perfect.
Right. Sub alone weighs 110 pounds, so it's about a 2-man job to move. The amp is about 70 pounds, even though it looks small. This is maybe 30 pounds. This is 80 pounds, believe it or not.
When I first started learning about all this, somebody told me, some wise man told me.
Right here, there's about probably 40 pounds right in this one spot.
What did this wise man once tell you, Elias?
One wise man once told me
That would be him.
that if you can lift it with one finger, it's cheap. It belongs in the bargain bin. But if you can't, that's some top quality shit right there. And so far,
that's me all the way. So what this is, it's an inverted driver. So compared to a normal speaker that would fire forward, the speaker is actually firing down. Creates the bass basically through a bandpass. And then even though the speaker is firing down, the way the design is, it actually shoots it out straight.
It shunts the sound forward.
In a linear fashion.
That's
and there's a
cool.
little, there's also a tweeter to do the absolute highs, because it's almost impossible to have one driver do the entire frequency range. So the tweeter does, it's basically, as far as the speaker is concerned, 90% of the sound is covered by one driver, and then 10% is covered by the tweeter.
jeez.
But the big advantage is you can sit over here,
Yeah.
and you can actually get a stereo image from over here, believe it or not.
The same.
Are you kidding? That being that far off access?
The same stereo image as if I was being in the center.
Like if you were sitting,
Same as if I was in the
if you're
center.
sitting like right in this chair, I'm gonna back up so you can see this. But this chair is like that's where he sits and usually like listens, because it's
Apparently that's
optimally
the seat.
placed. But you can get the same effect sitting there, which is
Correct.
for those of you who don't know about stereo sound, that's very, very unusual.
Look at this. Look at that.
This is a
Okay, let me just give you a little story. So he wanted to move this whole unit over, this whole setup. He wanted to move 6 inches to the right to get it more out of over this side. So I come over, and he's got it all taken apart. And there's a chair, in fact, this chair here, that was piled high with what I thought were vacuum hoses. So we get everything placed, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. He's like, okay, now I got to get the cables in. I'm like, are you out of your mind? Dude, these cables have so much tension.
Actually, that's the reason. One reason why the system is this far off the wall is
That's
to
just-
compensate for these cables. They're very stiff, obviously.
So this thing it's really, really, he has to form it like that to connect, and you have to watch because the cable has so much tension it can literally lift the unit off its balance.
From a
Life acceptance factor.
Wipe acceptance factor. I mean,
well, this isn't
I'm
bad.
guessing it isn't.
Very
No,
bad.
but definitely from a technological point of view, absolutely, definitely, absolutely impressive. But what I was getting at was this rack right here. Just the rack itself, just the furniture, looks like what's in my best home theater, which is what you all know that I have. It looks like what's in my best, and it doesn't even have these same amount of, you know, layered components. I mean, you've got an amp here, a dual mono amp to be specific.
Which you don't see very often. Actually, never see them actually.
An AVP. You know, for me, I like to incorporate as much things as possible into one box. That's why I have a receiver. That's why I got the Marantz 6013.
Right.
But JB's got a couple of boxes here. As you would know, a couple of boxes do a better job than one box, right?
Absolutely. Separate power supplies, better processing.
Yep.
Separate boxes always sound better than the single box.
So if this is just the appetizer,
oh, you guys haven't even thought about the
was-
main course yet.
that's what I was getting at. If this is just the appetizer, I'm pretty sure everybody's curious what the main course is going to be.
This is going to be, hold on to your socks, because literally, I didn't know music could sound this good. It rocked me, man. It changed my perception of music and spending money.
So there you have it, JB's chill out system, right in the center of his house as soon as you walk through the front door. Now in the next couple of videos, I'll be showing you his Macintosh stack and his Denon 7200W stack. So please consider subbing to the channel. When those videos drop, you'll be notified as soon as you hit that bell and subscribe. Give this video a like and all the rest of the videos in my series a like as well. And we'll see you later.